Right, share screen. This goes up. Let's make you large. Right, so we're going to go through building a strong foundation. So mindset for success. I am enormous when it comes to the mindset side of doing things. I genuinely think this is a massive difference between you becoming the person that you want to be and remaining the version of yourself that you have always been before. Genuinely, it takes it's not easy to craft the brain into believing a different narrative to what is actually true, but it can massively be done. But before we do, I just want to shout out all of these legends. So Ali, officially 15 kgs gone for good, so that's like 35 pounds for anyone that works in the pound space, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. And let me tell you, I don't know that I've actually ever coached a woman who just does everything. As in, I never hear from her. She literally just goes through the motions. She gets a new program, she starts it, new macros, changes, this, that, and the other, just does it. Just literally does it. I don't think she's ever missed a check-in yet, though. Do you know what I mean? That accountability. She's just on it. She just ticks the boxes. And I fucking wish I could show you the photos. She's not there yet. I'm hoping one day I might be able to convince her, but she looked phenomenal. She's just not happy for them to be shared, which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely fair enough. Sophie, we are about to kick off her reverse diet. So we said, look, one more week, just push it this week. Let's just see what we can make happen. And we're going to kick that off on Friday or Saturday, depending on when I do her check in. Just on that, by the way, it will take me a little bit longer to do check-ins. Usually, depending on what else is going on, how many I receive, and all of this, that, and the other, it usually I am doing mine into the weekend. Kat's normally a little bit more efficient at it than I am, but I also have to walk the dogs. I also, do you know what I mean? I've got other things to try and squeeze into a very limited amount of time, and I can only sit on this damn chair for so long. I get so fucking uncomfortable. We're talking about a walking or standing desk because it's so the bump is so uncomfortable to sit for a long period of time. But anyway, we move. And then one of the things I thought this is a cool one, shouting out all of the women who train from home who are expanding their gym equipment. I absolutely love this because so many women, and rightfully so, just start with the 30 quid adjustable dumbbells from Amazon. And again, that is more than adequate. Like you can stay there forever. But I love it when women know that this is a part of their life. So then they go, you know what, I'm going to get a barbell. And then we've got some women who have literally got now the most insane gym setups that I'm like, wow, it is amazing to actually see that development from literally a £30 set of dumbbells to going, you know what, this is a part of my life now. And I'm actually going to make the room and the investment, and I'm going to go on to just keep doing that. And I love that. So then we've also got a big welcome to the four new women have joined in kind of the last 8 to 10 days. So we've got Kelly, we've got Claire, we've got Lavinia, and we've got Lauren as well. So welcome to the best thing since sliced bread, ladies. Right, so your mind is a muscle that will drive your physical transformation. And I think people forget this, that actually it's probably arguably the most important muscle that you can actually train. Because if you get this right, the rest is also going to follow. So, mindset, what actually is it? It refers to the established set of attitudes held by someone. So it's encompassing the beliefs and perceptions about oneself and one's abilities. So these attitudes significantly influence how a person thinks, feels, and behaves in various situations, particularly when faced with challenges and opportunities for growth. Undoing years of habits takes time, and I've noticed this a lot recently, probably more so in the last few weeks with the check-ins. I can see where a person's mindset is very clearly. And there's different things that I'm looking out for to try and go, that's a really interesting statement. But I want you to drop that and I want you to say this instead. So one of the women the other day was said, if I get to this point, then I will do X. And I was like, that's really interesting. Why if? Why not when? When I get to this goal, I am going to reward myself with X. And she said, I've got so close so many times and I never sustain it. And that's the thing. That is the piece of the puzzle that we then have to work on going, why not? Why are we not sustaining the goal? So you've lost 10 kilograms before, you've done this time and time again, but why are we not sustaining that position? And what is it that's actually making you believe that you can't sustain it this time around? That's a piece of work that we can actually get stuck into and involved with. So I want you guys to become the masters of your mind, really understanding the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. So, a fixed mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence are static and unchangeable. People with a fixed mindset believe that their qualities are carved in stone. So, they avoid challenges to avoid failure. So, basically, that staying still is safer and nothing good grows from the comfort zone. I'll be the first to share that. Gives up easily when faced with obstacles, sees effort as fruitless or a sign of lack of ability, ignores useful feedback and constructive criticism. You're all here to be coached, right? You're all going to get constructive feedback. Feels threatened by the success of others. So this is always a really quick one where you can see it when some of the women, when they say, I don't like the group chat, and it's not because they're busy. Some of the time it's because they go, everybody's sharing all of these incredible wins, and I just feel a bit stuck. And I get it. And this is the other thing as well. You can have a little bit of fluidity between a fixed and a growth mindset. It's not always going to be growth. We just want it to be over there more than it's fixed. Like, I've been in like business coaching group chats where everybody's crushing it, and I've thought, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not crushing it right now. And it's really hard to see everybody else's wins, but we want to celebrate them. We want to still share how glad we are for other people because again it's that I say it all the time in my coaching calls, a rising tide lifts all ships together. We all want to come up together rather than just a few people and everybody else stays at the bottom. We want to see it as inspiration. And then beliefs that talent alone creates success without effort. It's very rare anybody gets where they want to be just through talent. That I don't care whether we're talking about the fastest race car driver in the world. I don't care if we're talking about the best ballerina or like whatever it might be. Yes, they will have an element of talent, but every single one of them, I can almost guarantee, is probably the hardest working person in that room. They do put in more hours, they show up harder, and that's what's actually getting them the result, and not actually to do with the fact that they've just got a bit of raw talent in there as well. So growth mindset is the belief, I'm just going to move you all over because I can't actually see my own screen. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and continuous learning. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to improve and learn. And this is one of the things as well, and I can see it a mile off again when it happens in the group chat. Sometimes I do see it more so, I'd probably say in the free challenges, but when people start moaning, they moan and they say they're not necessarily pointing something out just to make other people aware of something. So a great example of that would be when the app, you scan something and it comes up with something else. That's more making people aware. That's fine. It's when people moan about things and go, oh, well, it's really hard to do this thing, isn't it? Or that's actually, it'd be so much better if it did it like this. Well, it's not going to do it like that. So you can either moan about something or you can see it as an opportunity to go, right, okay, how could I do this differently? And this is what we want. We want to create a team of badass women who are free thinkers. Yes, we can give you a lot of answers. Yes, we can drive you towards a direction we want you to go in. But we also want you guys to think and question things for yourselves. Right, next week, I know I'm exceptionally busy. I'm going to struggle to get my steps in because of X, Y, and Z. What's going to be my best approach, right? What do you think is going to work really well. You think about it, and then I can also come up with something in conjunction to what you're considering. But you guys do still know yourselves and your lives better than anybody else. So we can give you tips, but actually you're the ones that have got to do it. So rather than just relying on input, you start to ask yourself the question, how can I think about things differently to get to where I want to be? So, the characteristics of a growth mindset: embraces challenges and persists in the face of setbacks, sees effort as a path to mastery and essential for development, learns and seeks out feedback, finds inspiration and lessons in the success of others, which is what we were talking about earlier, believes that abilities can be developed through hard work and perseverance. One thing I absolutely love about strength training, especially with women, is that none of us are like created doing it. None of us just get like, do you know what I mean? We don't come out of the womb and just start strength training. We all had to learn to do that, because I don't think there's anybody inside of Strong Herd that just, do you know what I mean, had a parent who did it, as an example, where you watch your parent do it and therefore you've been taught to do it as well. None of us did that. A lot of you, for instance, have probably learned other behavioral traits and habits from your parents and from your family and how you were raised and in the environment. And then you can see how that's accidentally role modeled rather than some of the things we want to do. So this is it again, realizing that if it's a learned behavior and somebody else is doing the thing, and this is also the other brilliant thing when you see, oh, I'm a teacher, this is hard for me. Oh, I'm a director of a business, this is hard for me. I can categorically guarantee for every single position that you guys are in, somebody else is also in that position and they're fucking crushing it, right? So if somebody else can do that thing, it means the opportunity is there for the taking for you guys as well. You just have to start believing in it and actually taking the action to get to the same result that that person has got to. My mouse won't move. Why you been a dick? Right, here we go. So I'm going to move you back over to this side. So fixed mindset is I can't do this. Now, again, we're all going to have this from time to time where you feel absolutely beaten up, trodden down, and you're going, or in my instance, really trying so hard not to be sick most damn days. Like in the morning, it is the hardest thing in the world for me to then shift my mindset and go, I'm going to the gym. And I was still crying literally the minute before we walked through those gym doors. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Now, I'm very unlikely to say can't. We were actually taught at a very, very young age by a headmaster in a junior school that there is no such word as can't. And that did stick with me for life. You might not know how yet, and exactly that growth mindset. I can't do this yet, but I want to understand and learn. But there is no such word as can't. And I've said this a few times in the last week. There is a famous saying that those who believe they can, those who believe they can't, no, we're going again. One more time. Those who believe they can are probably right. Those who believe they can't are probably also right. And the point being that your belief, whether you believe you can do something or you believe you can't do something, you're probably fucking right. So you get to choose. Do I believe that I can or do I believe that I can't? Am I just needing a few more tools in order to get there? But this is it. There are moments where I sit there going, oh my God, I really don't know that I can go in and train. And something happens to me. And I said to Thomas this morning, without the gym, I honestly think my mental health would be in a very, very dark place, because that can shift everything. And like I can start my day on rock bottom and I can go and train, and my entire mindset and how I can then go about my day and attack it is entirely different. So if anyone genuinely is struggling with mental health and you're training later in the day, I honestly think try and bring it forwards. Because if you can then take those endorphins, you can take that buzz, that energy, that feeling of conquering. Like when I did 60 kg squats this morning, I was on top of the world that I could do that. Do you know what I mean? And go, wow, I didn't expect that, because I was crying like 10 minutes ago and I didn't even think I could step foot in the gym. This is the point. that you can change the entire trajectory of your own day and the path that you are on. If you can get into the mindset of going, I am going to train, I am going to show up. This might be fucking hard, might be so challenging for my brain, but we need this and we're going to make it happen. And I am prepared to lead by example on that one. So, identity, shifting it to goals. So you don't get what you want. You get what you believe that you are. So I always fall off the wagon. I'm not consistent. I've never been sporty. These thoughts are your results. It's like when women say, God, I skipped PE at school. I never even did sports even back then. Didn't even bother. So what? Do you know what I mean? So what? Again, do the identity shift. Stop trying to be healthy and actually become someone who is. So I'm trying to lose weight. No, I'm someone who trains and looks after my body. Like that identity shift of, again, it's like the 6 week programs, the kind of all of that I fucking detest because it's like, it's not an identity shift. It's just, you might lose, I don't know, 4 or 5 kgs, whatever it might be in 6 weeks. That's definitely too significant. That's not likely in 6 weeks. But do you know what I mean? That feeling of going, right, okay, what can I actually achieve? Well, do you know what I mean? Like you stop thinking constantly about the weighing scales and think, am I becoming a better version of myself? Am I actually living and breathing what healthy looks like? Or am I still trapped in the old version of me having a takeaway every single week because that's what I've always done? That's what I was raised doing, that's what I've always done, and that's what we're still doing. Or actually, are we going, no, I don't know why I have a takeaway every week. I don't need to do that. I'd rather put that money to better use, or I'd rather go and do something differently. That might be the money that you put aside to go, one day I'm going to invest in extra gym equipment or whatever it might be, and you can fucking get there. Do you know what I mean? And just on this, some of you guys know this from the first summit that we did, where I was, because I believe in mindset across everything, by the way, and that it's no secret that a lot of women inside of Strong Her also go on to get incredible promotions when they work inside of Strong Her because your entire mindset is growing, it's shifting. The things that you believe are possible now grow sevenfold. And I was delivering parcels for Every before I did Strong Her. That's what I was doing. I was literally grafting my tits off for about 8 pence a parcel. And it was the most soul destroying thing ever. And it was cold, it was wet. I remember my tire bursting, had all of these parcels in the boot, and then suddenly and my spare tire was in the fucking boot, and I had to take all of the parcels out on the side of the road, call Thomas, help change my tire, get it all back. So there's no way of making any money. And I'm doing all of this for literally, it was probably about 700-800 quid a month. And it was awful. And then I decided, no, you know what? I'm going to back myself. And decided no, health and fitness was a huge part of my life and it had become enormous. Like the two were running side by side, where I was like, my mental health is on the floor. I've got no money, but I refuse to take money from anyone. Like, I am not the kind of person that can borrow money without paying it back anyway. I'm not that kind of person. And I was like, right, I'm going to go and I'm going to get the cheapest gym membership that we could find in our area. And I'm going to learn and I'm going to train. And I got myself a coach. I still managed to get myself a coach, even though I was barely earning any money. But I was like, this is important to me. I'm not buying the takeaways. I'm just going to pay for a £30 a week PT. Did it that way. That was fucking shit. But anyway, I then decided, right, I'm going to get qualified. I'm going to get educated. Thomas's mum lent me the money so that I could actually go and get all of my qualifications under my belt. Started to work at the gym as well, where I was training at. So they were paying me a little bit while I was getting qualified, which was obviously amazing at the time. And then I went on in the first year to create a 6-figure business. So I turned over 6 figures in my first year of Strong Her, which was crazy to say that I'd gone from literally earning like £800 a month, scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I backed myself. I knew that I could help women do what I was doing. I knew that I could take them from the bottom depths of where their self-belief was and what they actually wanted to achieve to this incredible place. And it had nothing to do with money. I just believed in my mission so badly and so passionately that this was what I wanted to do. Like, it was absolutely phenomenal. But this is my point. And like some of you guys with redundancies and different things going on, there is always another door opening when you think the world is closed off to you. As long as you are always working on your mindset, as long as you are always pushing to develop the best version of yourself. And this is the same for dating as well, by the way. When your self belief is on the floor, that's what you attract into your life. If you start dating, and you don't believe in yourself, you don't feel like you like what you see, you can't find anything that you actually want to wear when you go out on a date. This is the same thing. That is who you will attract into your life. And that person will drag you down and down and down until you actually start to realize you need to do things internally to become a better version of yourself. And that's when you'll then start to attract somebody better that is fully deserving of you into your life. And Susie's a fucking great example of this, by the way. It's absolutely phenomenal, where the relationship has gone from strength to strength, but it's actually the most beautiful pairing. And she said, I didn't even know I could have this kind of love. And now she's living proof of having the right kind of person in her life. So it's not just health and fitness. Everyone always thinks, I just want to lose 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 50 kilos, whatever it might be. It's so much more than that. It is so much more powerful if you lean in and actually allow it to be. So, what identity have you been reinforcing for years? Genuinely ask yourself the question, like, write it down. Like, what have you been telling yourself? What narratives live rent free inside of your head? But that's not actually who you want to be. That's not actually a mantra of the life that you want to lead. And a really great way of doing this for those of you that have got children is to start deciding what role model you want to start being. Like, what behaviors do you want to role model to your child? Do you want to see them, like, for them to see you train? Do you want your children to grow up with health and they understand vegetables are a part of their plate and all of these different things? Is that what you're happy to do? Do you know what I mean? So you've got to start living that identity. So habit loops, this is another part of the mindset piece. So a lot of our habits and actions are automatic. So we have a cue, something that happens like a trigger, then the behavior, and then there's a reward attached to that. So an example is stress after work. The behavior is then wine and the snacks. And I've been literally through this exact habit loop for a long, long time before I was able to break it. And then the reward is relief. The reward is that feeling of going, I've earned this. I've earned the right to have this bottle of wine on a Friday night. And this was one of the things actually that was quite interesting when I was doing the Q&As for the free challenge. A lot of women are having a lot of units of alcohol, quite a considerable amount, and I can categorically guarantee in the corporate world, 99% of them are doing that at the weekend. And it is that I made it through another week. That's your cue. I made it through another stressful week at work. The behavior, the wine and the snacks, the reward, the relief. The next feeling that's going to come after that is the fucking hangover and feeling like shit the next day. And then going, another week where I'm not getting to where I want to be. So instead of removing habits, because that's the hardest thing on this earth, like some people can go fully cold turkey, by the way. They can just go, I'm done. And I was going to say I did that, but actually that's a lie. I didn't do that. So when we were drinking every night, my new behavior was I went to the gym every single day. That was what we did. Said, right, I'm going to go join the gym. I didn't wait for Thomas because he was taking too fucking long. He got his gym membership for his birthday a year up front, paid for by his parents, and he still hadn't taken action. And I was like, I'm done. I'm going to the gym. And I know he doesn't like to get left behind, so he will follow my behavior. So I stopped drinking the wine because I didn't want to feel like shit the next day. So I decided, no, we're setting an alarm and we're getting into the gym for 6:30 every single morning. Alarm goes off at 6 in the gym. We're training. And then Thomas naturally did a few days follow suit. I had no idea what I was doing, by the way. I had absolutely no idea. But I just wanted a different environment. I wanted something that made me go, yeah, if I do this, I'm going to stop doing this. And it definitely worked. And I come away feeling great. I came away feeling like I was making changes to my life and I was feeling good and I was getting a workout in. So, another example is if you feel stressed, go for a walk, have a shower, go to the gym, do something that breaks the cycle of what you always do. So, if you feel stressed and you work from home and you normally go and get something out of that fridge, that's the behavior that you have to change. That's the thing of going, you know what? I'm going to go sit outside. The weather's nice, and I'm just going to go and sit and I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to breathe in and out really slowly. When you release breath, like so when you hold your breath and then release it, you are releasing oxytocin. So again, it is going to lower your stress levels. That's why box breathing. So breathe in for 3, 4, hold 3, 4, breathe out for 3, 4. That's the reason why, because what it's doing is it's actually creating a safety net inside of your brain. So it's these kind of things that by shifting, you can actually make behavioral changes longer term. So this is another interesting one. This is what I see quite, not all the time, but we do see it quite often. So some of you guys get this close to the goal. You break the goal or you get so close to the goal. And the moment you get there, you suddenly, and we might say, right, we've got a new goal. So you've lost 10 kg, fucking phenomenal, but we still need to do a bit more. So let's say we then set another goal of going, there's 5 kg there. We just want to shift that last bit of body fat. Then you are literally going to have a six pack. That's where, do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, but I've never lost more than 10 kilograms. I've never weighed below this amount before. I've never seen that, so I can't do it. And this is it. It then becomes a conflict. Like the results and the identity become a conflict because you're not on the same wavelength. You're still trapped in, I've never achieved this before, or the last time this happened, X went wrong. And again, you're creating a feedback loop inside of your brain to say, that's not something I can do. And you start self-sabotaging. So this isn't like me. I always mess things up eventually. I don't deserve this. And these are the realities of what we see inside of the coaching. And you subconsciously, your behavior starts to shift, and we think, fucking hell, this person's done so fucking incredible to get to this point. And now they've hit a brick wall. And it is literally like they've built a brick wall over themselves. But one thing I would say, and this is a massive business coaching thing, you will never outperform the level that your mindset is at. So if you think of your brain as almost like a video game and there are different levels, you will never grow beyond the level that you truly believe that you can get to and that you are capable of, without then starting to do a little bit of work to develop your mindset past that and say, why am I blocking this? Why am I self-sabotaging? Why am I now going backwards when I've spent all of this time getting to this point and I've reached the goal and now I'm going backwards again? Without us doing a piece of work there, we're just going to get stuck. And this is the same for your earnings, relationships, all of these things. You will never outgrow past the level that you actually truly are at inside of your brains. But this is what the ladies have continued to do. So this is actually a really old slide deck. But actually, I thought, fucking, some of these women, these transformations were years ago. But I thought, you know what? They're still fucking amazing. I did add Anna in there as well because I was like, she's literally at the top of my page from one of the canvas that I've done recently. But again, there are so many. I could literally do an entire slideshow of the results that we've had inside of Strong Her. Like the results are phenomenal. And these are women that continue to work on themselves. They continue to develop their mindsets. And again, like some of these women, so like bottom left, this was Dee, she was a business owner. Sharon, top left, she went on to get an incredible promotion. She actually doesn't live far from us. Do you know what I mean? Like, and again, this one, bottom left, again, went on to incredible promotion opportunity, brand new kind of career developments inside of Strong Her. So the results, like everything in your life can compound, but I genuinely truly believe it starts in how you feel about yourself. how you feel internally, how you feel inside your mind, how you're projecting your thoughts and your feelings into everything in life. It's coming from health and fitness. If you get this piece of the puzzle right, and that's why I genuinely believe my entire life turned around. And that is why I went on a mission to help other women do the same, because I truly believe like we are the superior species. We deserve the fucking world, ladies. We truly do. So, motivation, the final piece of the puzzle. Like, how do you actually keep it going? How do we keep ourselves engaged in something, especially when you know your goals are slightly longer term as well? And again, my argument for this is everybody should be working on their health and fitness for the rest of their life. You might not be in strong her for the rest of your life, but you should always be working on this. So it to me, it almost doesn't matter too much if your goal is to drop 30 kilograms or five, because the goals are just going to move. Like the stepping stones are just going to develop either way, no matter what the goal is. But there are some strategies to help keep your head in the game. So celebrating the small wins along the way, but don't celebrate with fucking food. This is something again that we see where I'm like, right, okay, you got to the goal. Right, okay, I'm now gonna go and do this thing. And I'm like, could we do something else? Could we stop attaching necessarily? Now, it might be something a bit different, like, I don't know, like a seven-course taster menu or something. Like, that's a bit different. But could it be that you actually book a massage? Could it be that you actually, it could be a sports massage? Could it be that you go on a little mini break somewhere when you reach like a pinnacle goal, that kind of thing, but not just going, right, okay, we're going to have a takeaway. It's like, that's kind of a little bit anti where we're trying to get to. So be mindful of how you're stringing your brain pieces together as well. Compounding results. So small steps lead to big results. Like I say, every single one of you has got a goal. And that might be to get stronger. It might be body recomposition. It might be body fat. It could be a mixture of all of them. It could be a performance goal. It doesn't really matter. But don't look at the entire staircase. You only need to take the first step, and then the second, and then the third. And again, that compound effect is going to be massive over time. Don't aim for 100% success because it will lead to failure. Guaranteed. If you think 100% is what you need to do and then you miss the mark a little bit, that's actually incredible that you've just missed the mark a little bit. But if you're setting yourself up for failure, nobody can be 100% successful at actually anything. Do you know what I mean? There's always going to be room for improvement. So allow your mindset to believe that, and it's okay. But then what we also don't need to do is always start again on a Monday. So if you trip up on a Thursday afternoon, that's absolutely fine. Get going again on Friday. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to wait until a Monday to start again. Visualize your success and stay focused. So again, visualization. Vision boards, we usually do those at the start of the year inside of Strong Her as well, where you actually go, right, who do I want to become by the end of the year? Like doing things like that are incredible. Think of your check-ins as a journal and a way to track your progress and reflect on your journey. Those check-ins are yours, and I will say it again, there is no judgment. The more honest you can be in your check-ins about any area of your life that you're struggling with, then we're going to try and step in and help with the specifics of what are actually going to be needed. So the more honest you can be, that's absolutely perfect. Obviously, and this is the other thing I would say, try not to be rushing. You have a 30-hour window to do your check-ins. You can do them from 1 minute past midnight right through to 9 a.m. on Friday morning. If you know you're going to be rushing out of the door on a Friday morning, don't fucking wait to do it on a Friday morning. Do it any time on a Thursday. Like, it's absolutely fine to do it that way. So please, yeah, try and be a bit less rushed if you think, do you know what I mean? That you're not going to, because the less you tell us, the less the specific feedback is likely to be. Overcoming obstacles. So plan for potential setbacks. Have a strategy to deal with those setbacks as well. So if you know something is coming or likely to be a little bit of a blocker, let's work on it. Do you know what I mean? Let's voice that. Let's actually put a name to it and then start trying to strategize around that. And then lean into me and Coach Cat, like as your coaches. Do you know what I mean? And the community. Every single one of you guys has access to a community of other women, and you're all in completely different parts of this journey. Some of you guys are right near the back end, literally making like athletic performance decisions. Some of you guys are in your first week. Do you know what I mean? And we've got everything in between. But I promise you, whatever goal that you want to set yourself, it has already been accomplished by another woman inside of Strong Her. Use that as your motivation that if she can do it, why not me? And start implementing the actions that are going to help you get there. Right, I'm going to come off that screen. I think we do. I'll stop sharing that. I think. Oh, where's the chat box gone? Da, 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 da. Thank God boys don't need walking. I can focus on check-ins. Yeah. Just start walking your teenagers. Why not? I was never an early morning gym goer, but but the bloody after work school youngsters were driving me mad going on an evening, so I switched to 5:30 a.m. and I bloody love it. Workout done and home by 7 and pumped for the day ahead. Now, this is it. It might not work for all of you. Some of you guys, everybody here's got a slightly different schedule, a different routine, but try things. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to, although it's really fucking hard. Like if you tried to tell me go to the gym of an evening, I'd be like, what's that? No. Like I'd really struggle with that personally. I would be able to get there during the day or in the morning, but I'm a morning gym goer. And the other thing is, for those of you who are either a little bit afraid to maybe step in a gym just yet, but you can maybe see it in your future, or you are at a gym, I would definitely say that the mornings are likely to be quieter. Like you will find fewer people in the gym in the morning than you will the evening. The evening also tends to be like gym bro. Oh. They're actually some of the nicest guys you will ever meet. I promise you. The rule of thumb is the bigger the guy in the gym, the more helpful that they will actually be towards you. But also, if you could try and stick to a set time, you'll just see the same people over and you'll see it in my content. You'll see the same people in the background. That guy that's in the background on a Monday every single week with his grey hair, he's there every single week. Do you know what I mean? And you just start to say hi to people and you start chatting and you get to know your little gym bubble. And then it's the safest place on this earth. Promise you, it genuinely is. And that's exactly what you ended with, Emma. The gym is now my safe haven. Jem loves early morning sessions. I don't think my mindset is in the best place, but I'm a million miles away from where I was. And I often forget that. I can't wait to hit the 20 kg fat loss mark and see where I go after. Just need to believe I can do this. And this is it. And again, I love that encouragement from the ladies as well. Like, believe it, like sharing those things. If you put it out there to the universe, and then you start like, so I believe in the law of attraction down to my core, and I do it with money. Okay, so I will pick up any amount of money that I find on the floor. I don't care if it's got like dog shit on a 1 penny piece. I cannot leave the 1 penny piece, because if I do, that's me telling the universe that I don't want that money into my life. And I'll be honest, I like money. I do like money. Like that's just, I think we all do. It does help with things that you want to do and see and experiences and whatnot. But this is it. And I actually got for my birthday, I got one of those old-fashioned piggy banks, like an actual physical piggy bank that you smash with a hammer, because what I wanted to do was see how much money I attract into my life, not through business, not through working or any of that, just out and about, because it is a lot of money that I just pick up as I'm going about like the dog walks or a supermarket shop or whatever. And the money's not owning to anyone, but then it owns like it's mine. Like a little magpie. And Thomas is like, for fuck's sake. But if I leave it, it stressed me out too much. And then it's like me telling you, no, I don't want it. And I do. So I've got my little piggy bank. So I'll start to share at the end of the year when I smash it, how much did I actually find from the universe, just telling it that I want this in my life. Same thing with health and fitness. Same thing for relationships. Like I say, for everything, I do believe if you genuinely picture it and believe in it, it starts to come into your life. I miss this situation in my life. So I've known Sarah for a long time, many years now, and this is it. I'm still that is where the mindset probably began for me, actually, which I don't, we're going back to pre-COVID even. So that's kind of where it all began. I love all the mindset stuff, but I have goals in swimming, so now I have to leave. Sorry, Karen. I think she's probably already gone. Consistency over perfection every fucking time. My goal now is for Kat. Hang on, it's moved. Sorry, for Kat or Ash to tell me I can have a refeed day. That should keep me within my calories. Early night tomorrow is a new day. Look, if it's actually going to get you closer to your goal, so refeed day is where we deliberately bring calories back up to maintenance. It's still tracked, it's still logged. It's not a cheat day. It's not a free for all, but we deliberately do it that way to keep people motivated and to keep your metabolism firing on all cylinders, normally every kind of 14 days. Some of you guys just do it of your own accord. You'll celebrate birthdays or Christmases or whatever celebrations you celebrate. So we might not need to coach you through it. But if you feel like that's going to keep you on track, Jem, then that is a good approach. This program has been and continues to be the best choice I've ever made. And I think, Mandy, you are the longest serving Strong Her client that we've got. I worked it out the other week when Kat was with me. I was like, who actually is it? And from memory, it is you. And this is it. You've gone on to achieve absolutely incredible results. And this is why I'm so grateful that I did PT in the gym like back then. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise, you don't cross paths with some of the people that have got absolutely sensational results. I found quite a bit of change on the ground. Donald laughs at me. Keep fucking going, Joanna. Keep fucking going. Any single one of you, if you think I want to earn more, I want a pay rise, I want to keep progressing up the career ladder and attracting this, I promise you, you need to pick up the money. All the longer. I was having a mindset dip, annoyed with myself that I wasn't embracing things, that I was sick of having to think about food, and that I dreaded workouts. Coach Kat has really helped me, so I'm glad I said something, as I'm good at just saying I'm fine. So my reframe is that I'm a badass because I'm not enjoying it, but I'm still showing up. Habits over motivation and willpower. This is it. And there will be times, by the way, where every single one of you is likely to hit a little bit of a wall from time to time. And this is real life. You don't always enjoy going to work, but I'd like to hope you do take some enjoyment in doing it. We don't always enjoy it. Like, I love my dog walks, but sometimes I'm thinking, fucking hell, like, it's an inconvenience and I really have something else to do, or the same for the gym, or do you know what I mean? Like, some of the time it just doesn't come together in the way that you want it to, but we want to try and get out of that. So again, another piece for you, HRT, would be to start thinking, no, the woman I want to be does enjoy this. She loves this. She thrives in the discomfort of a workout. This is pushing me. I'm enjoying making nutritional choices. Do you know what I mean? That health and fitter version of you says, no, this is me. This is who I am now, and this is the version of me. So I do enjoy it. Because again, if we keep telling ourselves a narrative, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, we're gonna believe it. When actually, I don't think you probably do hate it. Do you know what I mean? Yes, okay, I'm sure it's easier to just sink a bottle of wine or something. It's easier, but it's not less enjoyable. I love money too, only slightly more than strong hair. Oh, that like I like both. I believe in abundance. It doesn't have to be a this or a that. You can have it all. You can have whatever you set out to achieve. Like, you genuinely can. Like, that's my position on everything. Right, does anybody, this includes the free challenges, anyone on, does anyone have any questions? Anything that they want to ask about nutrition, mindset, training, form checks, anything that while you have got me live from the horse's mouth that you would like to go through while I'm here? Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you're all good for tomorrow and everybody knows what's expected and everybody knows what their plan is and you're all okay, because this is your time with me. Drink your damn water, guys. I think we're good, aren't we? It doesn't look like anyone's typing. So, have the most incredible week, legends. This will obviously be available to watch back for anyone that's missed it. We will be doing midweek stalky stalks, same for the free challenges, same for the women in the program. If we feel like you need a bit of extra support or coaching guidance, by the way, reach out. If you feel like there is something you're struggling with and you want a bit of extra guidance, like please just message. Do you know what I mean? You can put it in the group chat, you can put it in your one-to-one. That's absolutely fine. And we'll be doing those stalky stalks anyway. I do have a pregnancy massage booked in tomorrow, so I'm going to be enjoying that tomorrow afternoon. So if I am a little bit slower to reply tomorrow afternoon, I will be back in play by the evening, but yeah, just bear with. But have an incredible week, legends, and we will see you on the flip side. Mwah. Bye!